Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all new Dollar Tree Valentine's Day DIYs. This is just the first new video of many, so definitely stay tuned for the ones to follow. And all of the DIYs in today's video are going to be super easy to recreate. And if you are new here, I would love to have you join us by subscribing down below. These potion bottles were a pleasant surprise this year at Dollar Tree. They are new, I've never seen them before, and I really loved the shape of them. One is a beautiful bright hot pink, and I love the Cupid on the front. I think that it's a really sweet touch. I love anything with Cupid for Valentine's Day. But something else that I really like about these is the back is completely plain but still painted, which makes these perfect for DIYs. It did have a large price tag sticker on the back, but it did peel up very nicely and left no residue. Even though these are really cute on their own, the glitter look on the front really just doesn't fit my decor style, and I wanted to make these a little bit more understated and kind of have more of a high-end feel to them. So let's DIY the back. I wanted to show you some options. Window clings would be great for this. You can just pick ones that you like and attach them with some Mod Podge, but I really love these wood ornaments from Dollar Tree. You get a pack of these hearts, and they do have 3 different colors in them. They have the pink, the natural, and the red, and you do get some different sizes. I also grabbed some ribbon from Dollar Tree, so these were 2 of my favorites, and I wasn't sure which one I was going to use yet. These wood hearts are great for DIYs. They're already painted, and they look so beautiful whenever you add them to a DIY, so you get a lot of payoff for very minimal effort. Not really sure what I wanted to do at first, so I was kind of just playing around with the placement, and then I kind of had the idea of having them spill into the potion bottle, but kind of just focused on one side, like the hearts are just stacking up on each other, and then I really loved the look of that, so I mimicked it on the other one and basically just mirrored the design. Once I was happy with the design, I just used my hot glue to secure everything down. You could really use any kind of glue for this though. Last step, I was originally going to use this light pink ribbon to create a bow on top, but then I decided to add some of this lace ribbon instead. I kind of wanted to keep it just really understated and just give it that high-end feel. So I thought that this would work really nicely, and I was really happy with the result in the end. So I just cut a small piece and just hot glued it to the sides, making sure to have the heart centered in the middle. You can see the back is still completely intact, so I can definitely still use that side if I want to display them like this, but I actually really love the way that these turned out. You guys will have to let me know which side you prefer. These are going to fit in perfectly now with my Valentine's Day decor, and something else that I really like about it is that these are completely unique. They're one of a kind, and you can really customize these however you like. For this DIY, I'm going to get started with 2 of these wood blocks, and you can find these in the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. I like these because they are the perfect shape. I need a rectangle for this DIY, and also these are thick enough that they're going to be able to stand up on their own, which is going to be perfect. So the first thing I need to do though is just grab a sanding block. Some of the wood cuts at Dollar Tree can be a little bit rough, and you do have to just smooth out the edges. Now that they're nice and smooth and wiped down, I'm going to grab my favorite white spray paint and give them 2 coats. Here they are, nice and dry, so now we can move on to the next step. And for this step, you're going to want to grab something that does have a flat edge to it, and a black paint pen or a black Sharpie. This is just a fine tip marker. And you want to find the center of your board. Just put a little dot there, that way you know where to draw your lines to. So we are creating an envelope. So once you have your center point, you can just work from there and go up into the corner. Now we're going to seal our envelope, and the perfect thing for this is the same wood hearts that we just used in our last DIY. This DIY actually coordinates really well with that one. They look really nice side by side. I had a really hard time deciding to go with the large heart or the small heart. Eventually I decided on the larger one. I hope I made the right choice. And to secure this in place, I am just hot gluing it right on that point. Now this is completely optional, but if you do have a cutting machine like a Cricut, you can take this one extra step and just cut out a cute little message. This one I'm putting P.S. I love you, and on the other one I did cut out with love. But you can even personalize these with a name. That would be really cute as well. If you don't have a cutting machine, you could personalize these just with your handwriting with a black paint pen instead. And here is how these turned out. It's a really quick and fun DIY, but again, really customizable. You can take this DIY in so many different directions. And here's a closer look on how these turned out. And you can see I have the potion bottle right to the side of it, and they really do work really nicely together. How pretty are these glass jars from Dollar Tree? They also had a light purple, but I went with a pink and a clear. These are great just like this, but if you want to take it one step further and elevate these a little bit, just grab a Dollar Tree candle holder. You can usually find these glass ones in stock, but they do sometimes have some different ones. So I found this white one as well as this light pink one in their candle area at Dollar Tree. In my shop with me, they actually did have a different candle holder this year as well. It was black, but it was very easy to paint. I'm actually going to be using that one in a DIY in this video later on. That would be another great option for this DIY. So to attach this, you want to use a strong glue like E6000. Just using my high temp hot glue here, but for a stronger hold, you do want to use a more permanent glue. So you just have to add some glue, attach it to your pedestal, and let it dry. And that is it. It is that simple, but this just elevates it a little bit more, gives it some height, and now these are perfect to add onto any mantle. I'm just going to grab some of the tea lights from Dollar Tree, the flameless ones, and add them right inside, and you are done. It's a very quick DIY, but these are just so delicate looking and really beautiful. Now for probably the cutest DIY in this video, we are going to start off with this bear. This one is actually new this year. They had this one as well as another design with some hearts, but I thought the bear was so cute, and you actually can add batteries to the bear, and he does light up and he makes sounds, but unfortunately I didn't even test that out because I knew I wasn't going to be using it like that. I just really wanted to use him for the shape. And I'm also going to be using this candle holder. Shape of this one is perfect, but I will be painting both of these items white with that same flat white spray paint. I really like this one because it has a built-in primer and it just gives you really great coverage. It is also super user-friendly. So here is the bear and the taper candle holder. You'll see that the candle holder isn't perfectly painted. You do see a little bit of the black shining through, but that's okay because I knew we were going to be covering up a lot of it with some rub and buff. But before we do that, let's just attach our bear to our stand here. And for this, you could definitely use a more permanent glue like E6000. So use my hot glue, and I added a generous amount. Now we can go in to really define some of those details with this rub and buff. I'll leave a link for everything I'm mentioning down below in the video description box as well as in the comments. This shade here is my favorite of the rub and buff ones. This is European Gold and it just has such a pretty color. I started off with a smaller brush and I just thought I was going to do some of the details, and then I decided to just basically cover the majority of the pedestal and just leaving a little bit of the white peeking out. And a foam brush works wonderfully with this stuff. And now for the bear, I'm not adding quite as much. I wanted to really let the white pop through, but I wanted to hit a lot of those edges so the details could really be brought to the forefront. Just like his nose and his ears, I want to make sure to really get that area good. And to add just a few more details, so since I had this lace ribbon, I'm just going to cut a piece to wrap around the top of the pedestal here. I just thought it looked really pretty draping down, and to secure it in place, I am just going to be using some hot glue. And you're going to notice that there is a little tiny hole in the front by his foot here. That is because if you do add batteries to this one, it is motion activated. So that is the motion sensor, and I did want to cover it up. I thought it looked a little bit strange just to have the hole there. And since I kind of wanted this to have the appearance of almost being wood that was whitewashed and painted, I didn't want to have that little plastic hole. So to cover that up, I just made a bow. When I am gluing it, I'm just making sure to glue it up a little bit higher to completely camouflage that. And here's a closer look on how this one turned out. I just think it is so precious. It definitely gives the look of wood to me that has been just painted and distressed, and it is just such a cute addition to any Valentine's Day decor. Next up, I'm going to show you a super easy way to make the perfect bow. And I'm going to be using this ribbon right here. So this one I picked up this year at Dollar Tree. I just thought it was so cute looking. And you do get 3 yards in each roll. So each one of my ribbons is going to need 1 yard, so 3 feet. So we will be able to get 3 bows from this one spool here. For this hack, I'm going to be using 2 popsicle sticks, but you can also use 2 wooden dowels for this. And I'm just securing them here to my mat with some tape. Now you can also secure these hanging off the mat so you have a little bit more room, but for filming purposes I just left it like this. I cut a 3-foot piece of ribbon and I did fold it in half just so I would know where the center is. Now you're going to take a piece in each hand and you're going to take the right side right here and you're going to cross it right over. Now that same piece that you crossed over the top, we're going to take and we're basically going to tuck under both pieces of ribbon here. So this is going to go under the back piece of ribbon and come out the top. So you're going to see me here, just push it all the way down. And then once it reaches the top, I'm just going to pull it up and down. Now we're going to do another crisscross. And that piece that you have to the right now is going to go under the piece to the left and then through the loop. And now you just have to pull tight. You do want to kind of just pull carefully here since these are just taped to the mat. Now you can just slide it off those popsicle sticks and you have a perfect bow. So the tails are going to all be facing the right direction and it's just going to be really beautiful. This ribbon does have wire in it, which makes it really easy to just take the loops of the bow and just fluff them up, and you can kind of just manipulate it any way you like. To finish off the tails of my bow, I am just going to be cutting a ducktail into the ends. Did just want to mention that how far you place your popsicle sticks or your wooden dowels is going to determine how large your bow is. And now using this same method, I just created 2 more bows. So now that we have our bows, we can get started on the garland. And for this garland, I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to be adding the bows and these hearts. I feel like this is really the star of the show here. These hearts are so beautiful. I wanted to give you a close-up of the tag so you can see which line it is at Dollar Tree. It's Birch and Vine. And these just have such a high-end feel to them. I think that these would be so pretty if you just want to go ahead and remove the ribbon and just put these in a bowl for decor. These are so beautiful. I picked up 4 of these ones here. They actually did have 2 different colors. This is more of the gray wash one. They also had a light natural one as well. I will be using the ribbon that came with this heart for my garland, but it was really long, so I am just shortening the ribbon a little bit. That way it doesn't hang so low on my garland. So now that I have all of my ribbons nice and short, I'm just going to grab some twine, and I always like to create a loop in the ends of my garland, and I do get some questions on this, so I'm going to take you through the steps. You basically just kind of fold over maybe 2 inches, create a little loop, and then you kind of just twist it, create a figure 8, and then pull it right through. Then you're going to have a nice little loop on the end of your garland, which makes it super easy to hang up anywhere. Next, I'm going to cut my twine just a little bit longer than I need my finished garland to be. And for the end piece where I'm going to be stringing it through, I did add some tape and just folded it over, and I'm just kind of cutting it into a point just to help loop it through the bow a little bit more. You're going to see that we're not going to attach anything to the bow. This actually just slides really nicely right through the back of the bow, but having that piece of tape just makes it a little bit easier to feed it through. Now I'm just going to continue on with my pattern of adding a heart and then a bow. And in total, I had 4 of these hearts and 3 bows. My garland was pretty small because the area where I hang it up isn't too large, so you might want to double up if you want to make a larger garland. Even if you don't end up making a garland, this bow hack is just a really great one to have in the back of your pocket because sometimes you just want to make a perfect looking bow. And here's a closer look at this garland. I just love how fun it is. Conversation Heart Ribbon was just one of my favorites from Dollar Tree this year, and I'm so happy we got to use it in a DIY. I just really love how it has that rose gold accent on the edge, and the pastel hearts are just so adorable. I'm getting so excited to start decorating for Valentine's Day. I think this weekend is finally going to be the day. I've put out a few things so far, but I can't wait to get the whole house ready for Valentine's Day. And that is going to be everything for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these Dollar Tree Valentine's Day DIYs. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. And if you are not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button because there are many more videos on the way very soon. Thank you so much for watching. To subscribe to my channel, you can just click on my picture right here.